Tanny Cooks here, and today I'm going to show you how to make an absolutely delicious pan-grilled ribeye steak and some eggs, kind of a breakfast for dinner situation. So the first thing I'm going to do is wash my meat. I wash all the meat before I eat it, unless it's ground meat. Some people may skip this step, but I like to rinse off my steaks and make sure there are no grainy bits or extra piece of fat that I need to get off. And you do want to be sure to dry off your beautifully washed steaks thoroughly before you add your seasonings, so we get a good sear. The seasonings I'm using include liquid smoke, coarse smoked salt, this is hickory smoked salt, ground black pepper, and avocado oil. You could use a neutral oil of your choice. This is just what I'm using today. And I like a lot of seasonings, but I'm keeping it simple with steak because the steak is beautiful, so you don't need a lot. So I'm drying it off with a paper towel. And now I'm adding my oil. I'm adding just a little bit of oil to help the seasonings to adhere, because I'm also going to use some oil in my grill pan. Now I'm adding the liquid smoke, just a few drops on each steak. And we're going to be sure to season both sides. So now I'm going in with some black pepper. And then next up, I'm going to add my hickory smoked salt. Coarse salt I use just for steaks. It seems to work really well. You want to be sure to rub the seasoning into your steaks. And we're going to season both sides so that both sides are equally flavorful. So I'm just getting some of the seasoning off of one side to the other side of the other steak, if that makes sense. And now I'm adding seasonings on the back side. You want to be cautious with your sodium, but remember that these ribeye steaks are going to be thick unless you specifically buy thin cut. So adjust the seasoning for the amount of meat that you actually have and will be cooking. And just rub it in. Now I'm going to crack a couple of eggs. Let me know in the comments if you ever eat breakfast for dinner. So this is a cast iron grill pan. I'll have a link in the description box below so that you can buy one too. It is absolutely fabulous for grilling stuff indoors. Steak, chicken, seafood. Listen to the sizzle. I just barely had enough space to get both of my steaks in, and you want to make sure that you have the heat up high enough and to get the beautiful grill marks. And you'll notice you can see the smoke. So I also use an air purifier that helps get the burn smell, any burn smell out of my home. And so there'll be a link to that as well. That air purifier is awesome. It helps me sleep better at night. It gets like out dust from the air and pollen, and if you have pets and cooking smells, all kinds of things. So take a look at the link and look it up and get one for yourself. So to make the crosshatch, you want to lay your steaks in one direction to get the vertical lines. And then after that sears, you want to turn your steaks so that you can get the grill marks in the opposite direction to make the crosshatch marks or the squares. So you don't want to rush it. The amount of time you take to cook your steak on each side depends on the wellness you want it on. You'll notice I'm using kitchen shears to cut the fat off the side, just to cut it in half so that the steak doesn't curl. For presentation purposes, I want my steak to lay flat. It's the same concept as when you have pork chops. Look at the beautiful crosshatch marks, y'all. It looks restaurant quality to me. Look at that. Beautiful and so delicious, y'all. I cannot even explain how good this steak is. Okay, so now it's time to make the eggs. I'm starting off with oil. You can certainly use butter, but I'm just using the same avocado oil that I use with my steaks. I actually buy this big bottle from Sam's. And now I beat up 3 eggs. And look at that. Eggs are so interesting to watch. I have my pan up a little bit high, so do turn it down and cook it to the level of doneness that you like. And then voila, you have a beautiful steak dinner. Steak, eggs, I have a little bit of butter on my steak, and a mango mimosa with a strawberry. This was the perfect dinner on a wonderful night. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel.